Need to do
They
it.
have their own music.
Of sorts. Hold on. Fuck, which one was it? I'm trying to remember. Oh. Damn it, no! Stop.
Yes.
Stop! He's clawing my feet!
Ah.
No bastard! Stop!
Pick up
You're just
tiny
gonna have to
cat,
accept.
put on bed.
Gotta keep
gonna have to-
typing!
Wants
Fuck.
toes.
Ah!
Did you just like, give me them toes?
Give me them toes.
Bradley. Bradule. Samuel Lee.
Did you say gradual?
Yeah.
Gradual? That's a new one.
Like Brad plus Samuel.
Yeah, we're not gonna. No, yeah, don't ever repeat that.
That
So-
one Bradley passes.
So, these two individuals sit down, and you note that they're very well. There's a man and a woman. They're both quite attractive. Unsurprising. For my NPCs, right? Everyone you meet is just suddenly attractive. But even by those standards, they are quite attractive. Lovely to a fault, you might say. As the cat in the corner of the bar plays with a pole that one of the patrons gave to it. Tango's playing in the background. They both... Well, one of them has a smile on his face. The man has a smile on his face. The woman is pretty stoic. And obviously none of you recognize them. You guys all like all turn to look at each other like sort of like to see who responds. The only person that's really responding to any indication of knowing them is Castellos.
What's his reaction?
And he just sort of surprised.
Pleasantly or bad?
Hmm?
Pleasantly or bad surprise?
Neither, I would say. Pretty neutral surprise. Like, but like startled surprise, I guess is what I was going to say. But other than that, you guys don't really get any reaction from each other, so Varric just simply starts off, "I'm sorry, who are you? Have we met?" To which the guy goes, "No, we haven't met. But we're about to." It is to note that they are both armed, but so is a lot of other people in this room. Tandem, the woman's weapon catches your attention. It is a spear has a lot of hooks, tangles, curved blades on it, and stuff like that. It reminds you heavily of a slave catcher's spear. Right. Yeah.
Greetings. Might I ask, are you on the hunt?
The woman gives a small smile, breaking her stoic visage. No, not for the time being. Kind of you to ask, nonetheless. Where are our manners? And she gestures to, or she taps her compatriot there. I'm Cassandra. I'm Lucas. They both say in unison, pleasure.
You can call me Tanum.
Lucas is sort of leaned back, sort of his arms like hooked around the back of the chair, just really casually lounging. Cassandra, on the other hand, sort of sitting prim, proper, does like a nod of acknowledgement at you when you... Tana? And the rest of you?
I go by Sandra. And she holds out like a hand to shake in case either of them want to take that.
She shakes it. Good to meet you, Sandra. The way her eyes stare at you, she knows.
Plus.
Varric like offers you the same. You're Varric, I'm well aware. He like stops at that. He slumps back in his chair like sulking. Oh shit, fuck. Who introduced themselves next?
I'll suppose I'm wise. Hello.
A good name.
Yeah.
She knows the way she says it and looks at you. She knows more than she lets on. Does anyone not introduce themselves?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just sitting here with my arms folded, looking at them with my mean girl's expression, like, why?
Yeah.
Is there
If
something
they-
wrong?
If
Lucas
they turn
remarks.
to me, I'll be like, I'm curious as to what you want.
We're simply here to inquire.
Inquire of your own
Well,
musical
we're busy.
or of someone else's.
You're not so busy. We know. Although you will be soon enough.
Did you know we were here? Well, I mean, well, obviously you knew we were here, but did you send the the messenger?
Cassandra's stoic face, her just looks at you eyes, and then her eyes trail off over to Lucas, and he shrugs. Happy got your attention.
So it was you then.
He nods.
Okay. Okay. So it's-
He looks back at Cassandra. Well, go on. I'm not here for them. Only one. You're here for the rest, right? She nods at that. You're expeditionaries, correct?
Aye.
Wouldn't you know that?
Indeed.
I do, but I'd like to hear you confirm it, so that you know yourselves. Says this all with a straight face, no smile, no frown.
What do you mean?
Well,
Already-
if you acknowledge that you're expeditionary, sure, then you know the risks that you're signed on with.
Oh, yeah, I feel like that was fairly obvious.
You'd be surprised. Some people go out there thinking that they'll beat the world. And the world is so cruel in shattering them.
Hmm.
Your minds all get a flashback to that one team still on your debriefing.
Rough.
You guys sort of realize that you didn't think of that on your own accord.
What, sorry?
You didn't think of that by yourself. It got pinged into your mind.
Oh, I do not like that. Okay.
Abby like shudders at that. Ah.
Oh.
You guys see a glow begin emitting out from underneath Abigail's collar, like her sleeves and stuff like that. And she looks at it startled. Like, what the fuck? She rolls up her sleeves, showing off this. It sort of looks like a vine that sort of wraps down from up her arm area and just sort of snakes down. Sort of trailing off from the vine that sort of beautifully and ornately just sort of grows around her arm are on a series of flowers and stuff like that, each of which are a different color, and all of this is glowing now.
I take it this is not Tuesday for you.
It's on top of
My lady, Casellas eventually does a I guess it's a greeting gesture, yeah. He holds out his hand. Acknowledgement gesture. Not greeting. Acknowledgement gesture. My lady, surely this is not the time to be playing magical tricks. No tricks. No tricks. Gisela swallows it. Expeditionaries. She continues as if what just happened didn't even happen. I'm curious as to what you think you'll be finding as you go deeper.
I am hoping for inspiration.
Looking for answers about certain things. Private matters. Mostly.
Of course.
Debatably private at this point, she says with a smirk. Lucas sort of chuckles.
Why does it matter to you?
We simply need to know the aptitude of you all. You guys are apparently the appointed vanguards for sword adventures. So it's good to know.
So, are you inquiring about this on your own accord, or is there someone that told you to figure out who we are? Or to look into us?
Both. In the case of me, at least. She looks at Lucas. I'm simply here because I've been told.
There is always a bigger sandworm. So, what do you want with us?
Speaking of bigger things, Lucas like sits himself upright, just sort of from his, smoldering lounge back position. I'm curious. Do you guys think you're gonna live, or do you guys think you're already dead? Says with a smirk.
The life I have led has taught me to think one day at a time and enjoy one day at a time. So for now, alive.
He nods at that. And the rest of you? For the sounds of it, a lot of you have some big goals. You guys ever think that maybe somewhere on the way... He does like a scissor motion, like a snip. He'll just get cut like that.
We're running off into the woods to fight horrifying monsters. Of course it's entirely feasible.
I promise you those are just... Those are the weakest of the flock.
Yeah, care to let us in on what's the big ones? While you're here?
Too many to count. And likely if I tell you now, by the time you reach them, they'll be dead.
Wait, what saw you cut out?
If I tell you now, by the time you reach them, they'll be different.
So what's the point of this meeting exactly?
As my compatriot here said, simply an inquiry. If you think we're about to offer you some sort of job or something, not necessarily. Oh, at least not for me. He gestures back to Cassandra. I'm not sure for her though. Like your eyes all sort of fall upon Cassandra, and she kind of closes her eyes, still stoic, and she says simply, "I'm here to cash in a debt." She looks at Costellos, and you know exactly whose I'm calling in. My lady, there's no need. I can certainly... I said, you know exactly whose I'm calling in. You've already claimed yours, Costellos. It's already done. Abigail, is pretty silent throughout all of this. Sort of just staring intently at the glowing etchings on her arm. Cassandra's gaze falls upon Abigail. What a fitting time. Oh, what a fitting time. Do you want them to know or no?
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
Okay. As Roshan uses his ability of divine sense, his eyes begin sort of glowing with the primordial essence of the world. One is sort of like lightning, one is sort of like fire, and it just sort of fluctuates to water, to the crunching of the earth. Roshan, you detect that within the vicinity of 60 feet of you, that there are Celestials. Oh, wait. What else does it have? Celestial Fiend on it, okay.
Be like, oh shit, I showed my hand.
I'll give you the freebie. You also detect a fairy. Lucas gets a smirk at you. Direction as you do this.
You just be like, what is it we can help you acquire?
Lucas just gestures over to Cassandra. I'm afraid there's nothing I require necessarily for you to acquire, servant of the world. Abigail finally looks up from the etchings on her arms and looks at Cassandra. What is this? Your lying has improved so much, and I'm so proud for that. Cassandra's face just sort of apparates in this marble mask. Well, I suppose you might need a reminder for who you're talking to. Abigail flinches at this, freezes, and gets a smile. I'm happy to see you again. That's good. Cassandra removes the marble mask and places it just on the table. We're talking about a debt. Cassandra nods. Mine. Indeed. Why now? Because now, you mortals have decided to enact this second wave of yours and things can get rolling. About time, I'm being perfectly honest, but... well, I can be plenty patient. And you'll be doubly interested in knowing that your hiding spot here at the corner of the world is no longer hidden. What? Cassandra nods. Exactly what I said, girl. Exactly what I said. Abigail makes a fist with her glowing right arm, hand, etched, whatever. What do you need done? I will tell you that in short time, but I simply need to know if you're up to the task. Of course I am. Anything. Your spirit is strong, that is good. But I meant physically. Capability-wise. Abigail raised an eyebrow at this. What do you mean? Go on the next mission of this party. If you all be so kind as to do so, she looks at the rest of you. I would take it as a very nice courtesy. Just know that, as of right now, you are, by your choice, certainly not by mine, the indirect agents of godly work.
Inside check. See if they're bullshitting us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it's unnecessary.
Can
but
I
at the same
assist on
time-
that? Can I assist on
That is an in-character laugh.
Makes sense.
Cassandra and Lucas Cassandra pays it no mind. Lucas just sort of like chucks his head over at you, just sort of like a cat, like sort of flings his head.
Yeah, as he says that, I would just look over to Samuel and be like, "Are you serious?"
She.
Whatever.
You're like my parents. She, he, same thing, right?
They call us here, they're intimidating our friends, and then they expect us to do a job.
You misunderstand, boy. You're doing it whether you want to or not. Not because we're forcing you, but because anything you do works. Even you dying plays into it. But I doubt you're in a rush for that.
You don't know anything about me.
I know more than you'd like.
Sure.
Weird place to come, don't you think? Boy of your age. Boy of your aptitude.
You're not the first to say it. You won't be the last.
No, I won't. I know that. I have nothing to prove to you, boy. Nothing at all.
Well, if you are done calling us puppets on strings, perhaps you can be forthcoming and tell us what it is that you want.
We're implying nothing of the sort. I'm implying no more that you guys are puppets on strings than saying a ball on a slope will roll downhill. It's an inevitability.
Well, then what was the point of you coming here and telling us this, may I ask?
I personally didn't want to, but he points to Cassandra. I'm here to call in a debt personally, and that's why.
And what exactly is this debt?
She points at Abigail.
Yeah,
the,
I'm
the
assuming
new
it's-
glowy one is kind of probably mine.
The what, sorry?
The glowing one is probably why there's a debt involved.
Well, yes, but I'm curious as to what the debt
You hear Abigail
is.
whisper, "It's not new."
Circumstances aside, Abigail, if you need something, you are a friend of Eric and a friend of us. All you need to do is ask. At least as far
Yeah.
as I am concerned.
Seconded.
I am curious what she can do, though.
I thought she was a freaking tailor. Well, I mean,
I think
obviously.
besides
you told
that,
us she was
obviously.
so much.
She is a tailor. A weaver.
Weaver of lies. Ooh.
I find it very amusing the name of your shop, Celos. My lady. I found it perfectly fitting. Indeed. A life saved is a life owed, Abigail. And there's things in the woods that might help you and your friend. She looks at Costello, she says that. Help yourself, and in doing so, help me. What am I even looking for out there? You'll know. You'll know.
I want to detect thoughts on this.
Oh,
On
God.
on which one?
Oh, your reaction.
On who? Cassandra or Abigail?
Yeah, even though I know it will fit.
You can get more than you bargained for.
Wait, which one are you casting it on?
Okay, maybe I won't, but I have the
should do
desire to.
You should definitely do it.
Which one are you casting it on?
You already said
Cassandra.
it. Just do it.
Cassandra? Okay.
Enter the invite.
So many words.
That is
Sorry,
a lot
sorry.
of text.
What do I?
I forgot that. I forgot that. No, that's alright. That's alright. I got it here. I have it. I mean, if they choose to fail, then they fail, right?
Yes.
Well, she can read it, the surface thoughts no matter what.
Yeah.
There's no save for that. But if you want to like dive deeper, then they have to make the save.
You get the surface thoughts of a multitude of people, all packed into one head. They all, regardless that you know them being are different people, you get the same feeling and surface thoughts of them all. Calling in of depths, sort of zealous protection over said depths for better or worse, the value of the law, stuff like that.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna go deeper.
You should.
Cassandra stares at you when you do this.
What's that?
Is that enough? Cassandra stares at you and says, "Is that enough?"
Aminius just kind of nods and smiles. Yes, it is.
My intent here tonight is honest. I am here to call in a debt. And I'm here to inform you of your guys' role in things to come. As my compatriot has said, the role is not forced upon you, it is just simply there. The forest will always be there, the water will always be there, the sky will always be there.
Sands
this?
take all.
Then, you might substitute any of those things I've said for the sands. The sands will always be there.
Yes, this is true.
I know not the works of Archsage Vernier, nor do I attempt to. But nonetheless, I put my utmost trust and faith in him. But I'm not acting for him right now.
In whose name do you come?
I operate under the name and sake of multi-faced Sesheb, if you must know. On that I swear thrice.
Who the fuck is that?
Multi-faced Sesheb is one of your guys' 18 gods.
I don't know anything about the gods. So.
It's the god of
Oh,
lies
right.
and deceits and the one that made fairies and elves.
Yeah, I've got it in the notes somewhere. Wait a minute.
Multi-faced Sesheb is a very weird god. It's the
Right.
one favored by all elves, technically, because that's progenitor, and by fairies.
I'm assuming
God.
Sammy would know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are the god or goddess, such as their shifting form of allegiance and conspiracy, obligation and deception.
It's in
They are
the,
a
Pendulum.
dualistic god. Such is their way.
Russian would do like slight bow. Whatever we can do to assist, Master, we will.
I am no master. Merely a keeper.
Why are we suddenly being nice to them? May I ask?
I don't require your courtesies or your niceties. It is kind that you offer such, though.
But you should understand what you are in the presence of.
What does it matter?
No feckin' gods I worship. No.
They've done nothing for me.
Exactly. So... Yes. I had something I was going to say and it's completely left my head. I apologise. Please move on.
But I think we can all agree that, regardless of the circumstances, I gesture at Abigail's glowing hands.
Arm.
This situation, sorry, arm. Yes, thank you, arm. This situation should be sorted. Yes.
Just know. Abigail says she's like rubbing, sort of caressing along the vine that goes through her arm. I trust her with my life. Because I wouldn't be here right now. If not for the keeper.
Well, I feckin' don't. Sorry, ignore me.
Do as you will. Abigail, the debt is called regardless. If you have, or don't have, and she gestures to all of you, compatriots to follow you. Or for you to follow. I know. Are we done? Lucas just sort of said that to Sandra. I believe we are. Time. About time. Lucas stands up, sort of just dusts off his pant legs. I'm not so sure about my friend here, but I'll be seeing all of you at a later point.
Until then.
Then?
Indeed. Indeed, then.
Russian would just hold up a hand. If I may petition.
He raises an eyebrow. Oh?
Do you know of anything of the 5 nodes?
They both look at each other. I am honor bound to tell you that I do. I am ward bound to say I cannot help you in that. I am honor bound to say I also, and I'm not so word bound. He holds up one finger. One of the nodes is quite close, closer than you might think. Past that, well, you're on your own.
Just puts a hand on his chest and bows. I think.
you know, that.
Rashin, we have fought together and bled together. If this, whatever it is, you need help, you can count on me at least.
Much like Abigail, I wouldn't know it when I see it.
She chuckles to herself. Well, I'm happy you're one of the people I'm going with. Tell you guys what, Lucas is like leaned against like an adjacent table right now. As a show of goodwill and faith, she, and you point out Cassandra, might not like gifts, but I certainly don't mind giving them. He holds out his hand, and then this sort of glyph gets like seared into his palm. Wise, you know how to read Inferno, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
He gets a glyph carved into his hand in Inferno. It's an ancient dialect and form of Inferno. No modern, quote-unquote modern, normal, more casual Inferno is, well, it's that sort of stereotypical, like, satanic muttering and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient, or, how to say, bureaucratic, dare I say, Inferno, is more akin to the sigils of, like, King Solomon of the real world.
Okay.
So they're these immensely ornate and detailed and fleshed out glyphs. And adding just a single line can change. You can add tone to written text. And that's what Ancient Inferno is. You see Ancient Inferno get etched into his arm. You can't really tell what it says at the angle. But out from this sort of Inferno that carves and snakes and burns its way across his palm, begins emerging out the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sort of like a magic trick. Like he begins like turning his hand sideways, like horizontal, and begins pulling out the staff, just like bit by bit until there's a whole quarterstaff. It's entirely black, but one end has a bunch of like Inferno written into it.
Sorry, I'm a slow writer for a minute.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Does any one of you want this unholy, holy thing? He holds out.
Sounds
Can I see
just
what
like
the
his
picture
hands.
He flings it over at you, which you catch it.
You are quite brave accepting an item you do not know what it does.
I'm for learning from
Like-
experience.
If by brave means stupid,
Can I have a look and see what it says
Look,
on the
if
side?
they wanted to kill us, they could probably do it very easily.
If there's anyone to be trusted, it would be them.
Let's laugh at
Me
it.
more so than her, that's for
Just because they say they believe in a certain god does not mean they should be trusted right off the fucking bat.
Yes, it does.
That's hardcore. No, you're wrong, boy.
ironically, you guys are putting too much faith in them.
Exactly, right.
I
Can I have a look
make
at
real
that staff?
mistakes.
I'm curious
Your
about
mistakes can come back to bite all of us.
The thing it reads along the staff is there's sort of 4 words,
Mhm.
4 phrases, 4 details. That's aspects, whatever. One reads undoing. I'll wait for you to.
Yeah, no,
Right
thanks
now.
about it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, one reads undoing.
Mhm.
One reads loyalty.
Okay.
The next one reads destruction.
Oh, that's not household destruction. Okay, done.
Close enough.
Close enough. Use the spell check on Discord to figure it out. But yeah, so undoing loyalty, destruction. The last one just says compassion.
Alright. Thank you.
Keep in mind, none of you can read this except Wise.
I can't read, so
You extra can't read this. You can negative.
Yeah.
Alright.
Shall we be off then? He says to Cassandra. Let's.
A genuine pleasure meeting you both.
Stop complimenting them.
May you always find shade and water.
Seseb, watch over you. Cassandra says as she stands up and leaves. As she passes Lucas, Lucas gives his own leisure remark. Alicia will be on your shoulders. He turns and leaves.
I'm just gonna pull a very disgusted face when they turn their backs. Blech.
I certainly wasn't expecting that, Casellas remarks. I thought we were safe here.
I
Who were
worked a
they?
few years for a wizard once, much like these. I point to the other party members. And they said to be mindful of things mentioned in triplets, and never to give your full name when you introduce yourself. They never told me why, but so I figured you might know. You are traveled?
I can tell you that. If you give your name to an elder being, they have power over you. Control you. If you want to talk puppets on strings, well, just give your name to any dark power. They'll have you doing their bidding, just like that.
Garth,
They
you still
left
have
that
the
part out.
staff, right?
That is
you say?
disconcerting.
What'd you say, Bradley?
Garth still has the staff, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Oh. Didn't I nab it to have?
it's a whole staff. So like you guys can both hold like different parts of it.
Oh, okay. We're just like, oh, it's mine.
It's not the size of like a dagger where like you guys had to play. No,
Okay,
it's a
that's
full
fine.
staff.
Minius
Alright.
wise, do you guys have an identify spell prepared?
I've
No.
only got detect magic and it's not prepared.
Also, real quick, I remember you mentioning earlier Cassandra like had like a mask on and then she took it off and put it down on the table. Did she take that with her? Or
Yeah,
she
marble
leave that?
mask.
You look down at it, it's not there anymore. That is purposeful.
Yeah.
I do not like her.
I don't like
Not
either
at all.
of them.
That just
Her, him.
they do not sit right with me. I don't care if you trust them with for some feckin' reason.
Save my
I do
life.
not.
I think that's a pretty fair reason to trust someone.
Yes, but maybe they had a reason. You know?
Does
Like,
Varric
they get
have a reason for
something-
saving your lives?
I'm assuming so. Check
She
it
gives like a
Part of
cock.
this job.
She gives a cocky smile, looks
job.
over at Varric, and then her like face just sort of just her smile goes to aghast immediately. Varric? Huh? You okay? He's silent. Varric?
It's
What's
a lot
wrong?
of information to take in.
Her arm was glowing.
Varric stands up. I need a moment to walk it off. Castell's right. Walk it off. You didn't even. It's not like you took a hit, but and then Abigail puts a hand over. It's fine. We'll be here, waiting. He leaves. Sorry. And what was that for? Like Abigail just has like this sort of, like she's like biting her lip, like worriedly.
Did you ever happen to mention to him the glowy vine thing?
She shakes her head, shamefully.
Does he know anything about what's happened here?
Her eyes go down to the floor as if there's something much more interesting down there. And so shakes her head shamefully.
Okay, well that answers that one.
Sandra, can I just give me the staff?
I can hold on to it while you look at the thing. If you don't
Oh,
want
for God's sake, we're not gonna nick it.
No, it's more that's your fucking.
Who has the bag of holding, by the way?
Whatever happens,
Who has the bag of
Rasheen
holding?
had
one of
it.
us.
Rasheen had it,
That's a
right?
bag of holding.
Russian has it? Okay, just making sure.
Russian
you?
has the bag of holding.
Yeah, okay.
I will give Samuel the staff.
Okay.
Gingerly, I assume.
Nah, she just
I'm just
tossed it to him.
Alright, are you wanting to know what's written on the staff?
If you tell me, I wouldn't ask. Because I don't know what fucking language it is. I would just think they're arcane or something.
Okay, yeah, well, it's infernal that's written on here. Sort of. Yeah, it's got like aspects, you said?
Huh?
You said it was like the words were like aspects?
Yeah, different attributes, aspects, traits,
Yeah.
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, alright. So
I think
it's
aspects probably the most put forward.
Yeah, okay. So it's written in Infernal and it's sort of describing different traits, 4 traits in particular. It's got undoing, loyalty, destruction, and compassion. I'm not entirely sure what that would do, really. But would I have any idea? Or just no?
From your religion.
Maybe it's just qualities
Oh,
of us
Christ.
and he's toying with us.
I'm not throwing that on. Oh, shit.
The name Lucas threw out at you guys, Alicia, behind your shoulder, is what he said. Heartbroken Alicia is the goddess of love, lust, loss of love, unrequited love, compassion, and above it all, one that's most relevant to adventurers, camaraderie. So when it comes to 2 of those details, that explains it.
Alright, so is it maybe aspects that refer to certain gods?
Naturally.
Okay. Or the other ones do then, do you think?
That's something for you to ponder, as well as the party. As for you, Samuel, my friend, I realized I didn't type a handout for this. Fuck, I knew I was forgetting to do something last night. I was tired.
Feels bad.
My apologies. Funny enough, I made a bunch of other magical items. I knew I was forgetting something. Fuck, I
Just
can't do that for
staring
it.
at the screen like, what the hell is it?
That's exactly what I did. I was like, I'm missing something. And at that point, I was just too tired. I was like, fuck it. I remember now which one it was. Samuel, you cast Identify on this thing. You'll be happy to know it's not cursed, contrary to what you might think.
That surprised me greatly.
It is.
Sorry.
It is a staff of infernal magics.
Well, that's generic.
It is. It operates similar to the Wand of the War Mage. This will give you a +2 to spell attacks and such like that. And once per day, or once per long rest, there's no per day thing anymore. It's all fucking rest shit. Don't get why they did that. I do, but I sort of don't. Once per long rest, you can give someone other than yourself advantage on a saving throw.
So there's a +2 core.
So it's a +2 to a spell attack stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, spell attack modifier. And it has that ability.
Yeah, shame you're trash talking and probably don't.
You try
Is
using
that
it, it just
everything on it?
shatters.
The spell attack modifier has... Yeah, obviously you have to have spells in order to use it. So giving it to Sandra doesn't do shit. But as for the other part of it, anyone can use that. And this item does not require attunement. Meaning it could be chucked around freely between
Damn.
friends. That sounds really weird to say.
Hot potato.
It can be chucked around in the same term,
Pass
kind of the
around
same
to
phrase can
work on
apply to a
friends.
joke. Yeah, exactly. Yo, pass me the staff, dude. I need to blaze.
It just like permanently grows weed on the end and you just make blunts all day.
You guys can talk. I'll just sit here for
10 minutes.
At 5:12, I will tell you what I've learned.
Alright, starting the iPhone stopwatch now. Okay, The blood
Abigail, do not raise your gaze. There is. Everybody has choices. Everybody has mistakes or things they are not proud of. Varric is a good man. I have seen nothing but admiration and love in him. He will come around.
Doesn't make me feel any better about this, though.
And when he does, the two of you will be stronger for it.
Just give us some
I
time
hope
to
so.
process.
Because I was just like,
Alright, so what's the backstory going on here between you two and the literal deity level, or not deity level, but deity related things?
Yeah,
I'm talking to Costellus at
little
this
bits
point,
of-
because Abigail's in her own thing.
Yeah,
the
but
Keeper
say,
is an angel saint, simply. I know them quite fondly. I have no clue of the other one.
Alright. How did you come across an angel saint?
They came across me. If I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
You mind sharing with the class?
Billy, I think I need one of your strongest drinks. Fair enough. As long as you're willing to pay for it, of course. Gets immediately slid, like, given over to your table. He drinks it. Oh. That was a long time ago, wasn't it? He says, look over at Abigail. They sort of notice that she's sort of lost in her own mind. He looks down, slightly sad himself, and then turns back to you guys. As you say, Tanum, we all have our past. We all have our secrets. In my earlier days, again, really, was it more than a decade now? Quite a long time indeed. I did something quite foolish, and if you guys ever get put into the position, I would recommend not doing it. I impersonate a fairy.
May I ask why?
Well,
So I'm just very.
the fairy wasn't around, and they're just wasting supplies and tribute, so why not?
Oh.
How did you manage to pull off that you were a fairy?
He blinks once, and his eyes become feline.
I was wondering why I liked you.
He blinks again, and he goes back to the normal human eyes. As I was saying, I impersonated him, and I've never had such admiration in my life. They toiled over me, and they even gave me a tribute, and he gestures to Abigail.
I gave you Abigail as a tribute.
He nods. Yes. I have no clue what they wanted me to do. I never actually learned the rituals and trappings of their worship, but
Like a human sacrifice sort of deal.
I don't know. That's the thing. I sort of didn't want to learn, if I'm being honest. Regardless, I kept Abigail fine and alive, as you can tell, and we just sort of were together. Like siblings. And I was just sort of occupied in that town for a short while. A year or so. Probably a bit longer, now that I think about it. Now, as for the cautionary part of this cautionary tale, eventually, that fairy that I was impersonating did come to investigate. They found me out.
Mm-hmm.
I was chased out of town by the town's people as well as the fairy. Abigail came with me. And, well, never underestimate a fairy's aim, especially with a bow, my friends. Consider it a godly blessing that I'm still alive, I'm being honest. And I know what a godly blessing that Abigail is. Were it not for the keeper you just saw, Abigail would be dead.
So what, they just popped out the blue and saved you?
He nods. They were around, they saw us.
You never questioned why they were around?
He shakes his head.
Really?
To understand anything of the gods is foolish work. To understand anything, especially of a servant of Sesheb, I'd rather go mad.
There's
Yeah,
many
well,
layers of going on there.
Exactly.
At what point do I stop calling the double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, so on and so forth? How many bluffs do I have to call through before I hit the end? There's no point. Regardless, they saved Abigail, and for that I was grateful. And Ten County helped save this town as well. I don't have it anymore, but the Keeper left with me and Abigail 2 halves of a mask. During the Night of Tempest, I used mine. So in Ten County, the Keeper helped save the town. Perhaps that's why they were suddenly there. I don't know.
What did the
It certainly
mask
would be
do?
fitting for a long con when save someone 10, 11 years before their time is needed.
Right. What did the mask do when you used it?
It did something quite pivotal for the saving of the town, which is it drew out the head of heads amongst the Scornken when they attacked us. Lured him out. He was killed. The Scornken turned on one another, and we pushed them out.
Everyone lives happily ever after.
Told that to those that died. Regardless, I nor Abigail were among that number, so I personally don't care. No offense to those that lost someone. I know your host lost many dear friends during it. And here we are. Here we are.
This is a very, very twisted turn story for today.
I certainly wasn't expecting it, that's for sure. I'm sure neither was Abigail nor...
No. You go from literal bar fight to celestial beings showing up.
Indeed. Well, I suppose he holds up the drink. Take pleasure in your company.
Here, here.
I heard
And at this point...
One day at a time.
Indeed. One day at a time.
I heard alcohol doesn't really do much to fairies, though, is a thing.
I mean, it does it for me.
Hey, it works.
I just like the bitterness. You guys all take a drink. And Varric comes back. He
Someone
sits.
took mine.
I buy him another drink.
Oh wow, so generous.
It's very begrudging. She notices that he's like really salty about it, and she's like, ah, right.
That would be 2.
Same. Varric does come back. A bit after Samuel finishes identifying the staff.
Hey, good timing.
Yeah, so you come back over, Samuel, and I don't know, present out the information, or do you keep it hush? That's you.
It's not cursed. Helps you do spells. They can help you things.
Help you do magic good. Alright, sorry.
Help magic do good in us. For friend, all time.
So what you're saying is it's
How-
completely useless in my hands.
Aye, so get here. Right.
So who gets the staff? I'll type up a handout for it later, but for the time being, who has the staff? infernal magic.
Rock, paper, scissors?
I don't want it.
I'm passing.
Hey, default.
Oh, well, there we go then. that's
How do you speak double more goodly?
What?
I was just responding to what Fred said there.
Speak good with the
Oh.
stick that make friend magic good.
Hockey stick make it
All.
Savey save.
Yes, yes.
I want a one shot where we all have to speak in that way.
We all
It's like a 3-year-old one shot or something like that.
Oh god, no.
It's literally a bunch of kids pretending as if they're adventurers.
Do you
Man,
remember that episode of TNG where they all become
Oh, yes, very vaguely. Anyways, no, we'll get to that later. So, you guys all get situated. Varric does come back after Samuel give you the talkie-talkie on the staffy staff. It is something to note that Varric does not sit beside Abigail again. He sits opposite of her,
That's rough.
where the keeper's at. She
Poor
doesn't say
Abigail.
anything. You can tell it slaps her, or it hits her like a slap in the face, but she doesn't say anything.
She's in the doghouse, is she?
No.
She's on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
They live in the same place.
Metaphorically sleeping on the couch.
Like, you're all, like, noticing this awkward tension, like, it's really obvious. And you can see Abigail, like, opening her, like, looking down at the ground and opening her mouth to say something multiple times, but then she always stops herself. But before she even, like, finally, whenever that might be, gets a chance to, say anything. Oh, thank God! It's another runner!
What?
You guys have seen this runner in and out and around Expeditionary HQ.
He's probably
No, thank you for that tip. Your presence is requested immediately at the Expeditionary HQ.
Ugh.
Can't we get like a...
It's...
We've not...
He looks up at you guys. He looks up at you guys, shakes his head. That's not good news.
Oh no.
That's
We've
probably why
only
you're
even
running
been
so
back a
fast.
day. Not even been home yet, mate. Oh, okay.
Been home long
I'm
enough.
ready.
Sorry, you're on Expeditionary,
I'm
really
ready.
I am, but... Being town much longer. From what I heard. The other team came back. He just gets like a really weak, like, look at his face and shakes his head. And not in good ways.
Alright,
I'm
let's
ready.
get
I hand him the chilled mead that Sandra replaced.
Oh, God
Yes,
bless
I
you.
have.
Oh,
You need it more than I.
you guys want to follow me through some shortcuts? I can get you through town faster.
I would have been against it actually.
Okay.
That would be
We're
appreciated.
not running though. God's love. Let's go. Let's go.
It's like he parkoured all over town.
Parkour.
We're not parkour. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna subject.
you
I'm fucking
just,
tired.
you just did a dead sprint for 4 miles.
I was about to clock out too.
Oh, it's just before I clocked out, ain't it? Come on,
Yeah, we got enough after me to parkour over stuff. We're keeping surface streets. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
You
Gotcha.
guys depart. You put a hand on his shoulder and. Holy shit! What was that? Oh. Still feel like there's a bunch of crap in my heart, but that might just be an anxiety. Let's go. Thanks for that, big guy.
Gets up and just doesn't take his eyes off of the ferry as he leaves.
I'll be departing. I don't think you guys require me. Besides, I should be meeting Oswald. He has to help me.
Good day and good
Abigail? Abigail? Yes? Stay safe, girl. For both our sakes, stay safe. No promises. You learn well then. You learn well not to make promises you can't keep. With that, You guys go separate directions. You guys have to go under some go over some half walls and under into some holes here and there, but you guys managed to cut the travel time down a bit by like 10 minutes or so of the 30 minutes. So, 33% reduction. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Drastic improvement.
Hey,
That's pretty good. You guys make such good time that you guys actually managed to the speed of the other's team, or more specifically, its sole survivor. You guys see him getting wheeled through the expeditionary compound gates around the same time you guys get there. You guys get there first, but you guys see him sort of trailing you on the main road. You see one survivor. The fact that there aren't any others left, and the state of this survivor sort of tells you what might have happened to them.
Rough, buddy.
This woman is missing her. Let's see, which one was it? I think it was her. It's her left leg.
Oh, nasty.
She's covered in gore. She's covered in bits and pieces of flesh,
Oh.
and she just looks like shit. No, she's luckily unconscious.
Okay.
She is breathing heavily though, but that might just be the blood loss.
Do I
I would
recognize what
hate to
party
see
she's
the
from?
other guy.
I think in this case they are the other guy.
What party was she from? Is she the one that went to the...
She was the one that went against the Stonecarvers.
Stonecarvers. Oh, yeah, okay.
Daxton still lives.
that- Yeah.
I know you guys want to get rid of him about dirty and of being the killer yourself, but no. So, yeah, that person is immediately brought and sent over to Gull's way and stuff like that. Yeah, Rebecca, you are free to head out. Thank you for even coming by.
Thank you for having me. Sorry for the awkward
It's fine, it's fine.
join and leave.
Life happens.
Yeah.
Best of luck with your errands, Benny.
Oh, yeah. Have fun.
Yeah, good
Almost
luck.
done with moving and stuff.
Go, be free. Tie up your loose ends.
Throw things about.
Drown him in the river if need be.
Drown in the river.
See ya.
That's what you're tying off, right? You're tying off like the weight to this person's ankle, right? Is that what it is?
Oh, that all makes
Can
sense.
someone remind me who Daxton is?
Daxton is the asshole-ish guy you guys saw with Ember the first time you guys went to Ember.
Oh, right, him.
He is the first waiver that thinks very little of you guys, to which you technically confirmed as Tandem, so... Can you blame him? So. That person is picked up Gurney style, sent off to the medical wing. Probably going to see the same people that attended to Brianna and Benji. So basically the urgent care, the ER.
The people you don't want to visit very often.
And passing by, you do see... So, they go through the doors in front of you, because, get the fuck out of the way. We have a literal potentially dying person in our way. So you guys trail behind them. And then as you guys enter the building behind them, you see a collection of... The place is pretty... It's been sort of getting cleared out throughout, as you guys went deeper and deeper into the evening. There's still, I don't know, probably, unincluding the staff here, probably like a dozen or so expeditionaries. All of which are watching the scene with agatement. That being said, meeting you at the door is Charlotte. As well as... Let's see, who's back right now? It would be... Well, I mean, Lena's here, because she never fucking left, because she's the commander. So Charlotte, Lena... And Ian. I think Ian just got back. Yeah. So you have these three people with you. And all three of them are sort of just staring at the person getting put away into the medical ward. And then they turn their attentions to you. Thank you for coming so quickly. Charlotte goes over to the runner that's accompanying you. You did a very good job. Thank you very much. He gives a thumbs up. Can I walk out now? Certainly. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Have a good rest.
Oh, I will. I think that's only fitting for some overtime pay, if I might say so myself. Indeed, I would agree. And I shall do according rewards. Yeah, not to that. Anyways, later remarks. As I said, thank you for coming so quickly. You guys are getting sent out.
When?
Now.
Oh no.
If I might intervene on their behalf. Yes, Ian? They just came back, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Showed that you can use at least a night of rest. She looks at you guys. Do you?
I am a little intoxicated.
No, let's go.
You can sober up on the road.
I would like to stop by
there as well.
and collect some of my tools. That is all I
would
require.
also like to clean up a little bit if that is fine with you guys.
I mean, it's can press to digitize you.
Oh yes, she can.
That's...
See, this is why. Got some chamber.
You guys are weird.
I don't like this.
I don't like this. This is not an ERPG, okay? It's not an erotic one, okay?
Why
Do
is
that
this
shit
some
at
Garth-Mod
the fucking
shit?
front door.
See, I'm just playing into it now, so.
I know, and I'm proud that you are.
Nah, I only said one sentence not to get you guys just to go all. Turn off.
It's the
Oh fuck
inflection.
yeah,
It could be a
dude, she's
blood
got
rush.
a stub.
What?
What a stub leg.
Saying weird shit. Just fucking.
My god. Anyways, so. If you're ready to head out, then you can. I'm sending someone else with you.
Hey.
They're getting their requisitions in order, but they'll be here shortly. If you guys wish to stay the night, that's fine. But it's up to you. I prefer if you acted immediately.
Well, can we at least get some food before we go to take on the road?
I'm sure there's plenty of shops and restaurants open still.
Okay.
Hit up one on the way out.
As long as I have time to get some supplies, and I have matters to attend to. But after that I will be ready to ride out.
Expedient is key by trust your judgment and time management.
If you're going off to get weed, I swear to God.
Leia raised an eyebrow at this. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Ian remarks. Noted. If that's the case, you're dismissed. Best of
There is
luck.
one more thing, I believe.
She raised an eyebrow. Yes.
Abigail will be coming with us.
She raised an eyebrow at this. Excuse me. Abigail sort of steps forward. Hello, Lena. Lena just stares her down. I need to go. Under whose authority?
This is non-negotiable.
Lena squints her eyes and looks at you, Russian. Is that so? Ian sort of like intervenes. Lena, please. Abigail, why? This seems very out of nowhere. And he points at the medical ward. You saw what just came back. It will be very dangerous. That's certainly not suitable for someone of your disposition. It's not her disposition I'm concerned about. Why now? Abby just sort of bites her lip and sort of like eyes Ian and Charlotte. Anything you can say to me can be said in front of them. Why now? My patron wants their deck called in now, that's why. Lena rolls her eyes. Very well. Suppose I should trust fairies are fickle. You guys hear some, like, a startle, like a clatter of armor from Varric. Wait a minute. Lena, you knew? I did.
This is getting better.
So everyone knew then, huh? Everyone except me.
Well, I mean, technically we didn't know, so, I mean...
Shut the hell up.
Sorry.
If you wish to have words with me about it, Varric, let me do something here now. I have nothing to hide. Ironic. Indeed. Me too. I'll answer anything you. He holds up a hand. I don't need to hear from you.
Agreed.
I'll see you guys at the gates. Barrick leaves.
Nods.
He heads over to where Ember is on his way out.
That's a situation that's not going to be solved in a day.
Probably not.
So since it won't be solved today, let's go figure out what to do with some Scornkin.
I might as well.
With our track record, that could be solved in a day.
Ian, like, she says looking out the door at Varric, going to Ember and someone coming from Ember. Ian, would you mind helping Abigail get geared up? It would be her first time out. Certainly. There we go. Gestures off out the door. She, like, sort of, like, stares at Varric's, like, further and further distancing form. We'll talk to him in this.
Give him time.
She nods very, like, half-heartedly at that. And the two of them depart. I'm going to go check on the person and get the report if they're conscious. Be my guest. Thank you for the hard work. It never ends. This leaves all of you guys and Lana. She, like, sort of stares off at Charlotte departing for him, and she turns her gaze over to you guys.
I believe we have some pay to receive.
That you do. Unfortunately, I'm not the one that holds the coin nor distributes it out. Talk to Ember for that. He'll get you your coin pay. 500 for the Astro Ammo clan, and then 250 for the side clan you handled. 750 apiece. Furthermore, due to the nature of this mission, I told him to be a bit more lenient with you guys on requisitions. Something I'm sure Varric is going to bank on right now. And would you guys all mind doing me a favor? Keep an eye on Varric.
Why? Because he feels like he's been betrayed by everyone he knows and loves?
Exactly. And there are times where I wish he was different in the way he handles frustration and anger. Some people get drunk. Some people want to fight it out with a spar. My dear cousin, on the other hand, has a tendency to bury himself in work. And this is not the time nor the type of work for him to lose focus in. So keep an eye on him.
Should his fury turn to rage, I will see it tempered.
I appreciate it.
I have a question about Abigail, actually.
Yes?
Do you know what we're to expect of her capabilities in the field, or no?
From what she and Costello's informed about her upbringing, she's well suited to living in the wilds, contrary to what her demeanor might be here in town. She walks it quite competently. She knows the way of the land, here and there. Quite the 180 from her upbringing, if I might say.
About combat or anything?
She shrugs. I know not.
Hey. Very well.
I suppose we can
Feel free to ask her
them
yourself.
anyway. Right, well, apparently we're on our way, so shall we just go?
Oh, Tanum.
Yes.
For better or worse, considering tonight's circumstances, and she says, looking off out of her peripherals at the medical wing, the memorial opening will be postponed. It seems that we have a number of names to add to it from that team. Cast a thumb over the medical ward, and if I'm being perfectly blunt and honest with all of you, our endeavors in the waters are
Not going
marginally more lethal than I was expecting. A lot more names need to get carved into the memorial now, so It's being postponed.
I think they would all rest. More calmly, more easy. If we remove that filth from this continent.
Agreed.
You guys hear from behind you. Farseer, reporting for duty. Everyone, this is Farseer Sonya. She does a salute to all of you. She'll be going with you. Doubly so now, with Abigail going.
I instantly forgot. What was her name again? Farseer
Sonya.
Sonya. My brain immediately replaced with Sandra, and it's like, no. It's very close.
Why is she coming with us?
She's going to be scout, eyes and ears, overwatch, whatever she deems necessary.
Okay.
To put it too simply, if your targets are going to be underground, I want you guys to have some confidence moving around above ground. Who better than a Farseer to watch over that?
She's operating under herself, or
She technically is operating under her own circumstances and situation.
Alright.
Farseer, you have your orders to help them. That being said, all of you dying is not what I want. She does a nod. Affirmative. Is there anything else, Commander? If you're ready to head out, head over to the stables. From the sounds of it, you'll be meeting Varric there. But the rest of the party has some loose ends to tie up. Noted. She does like the peace sign, like later. I'll see you guys there.
I wave.